Hi there, it's Catrin from 3Ps. Welcome. This video is with my coaching hat on and with my neuro-linguistic programming hat on, and it's about why you should stop easing into the day and why you should start attacking your day. And I'm going to talk about mindset, I'm going to talk about timing and priorities, and I'm going to talk about efficiency. As a coach, part of my job is to help you get extraordinary results, and that means you need to use your time wisely. It's not about flogging yourself 20 hours a day, but it's about making your day count and making sure at the end of the day you have achieved what you need to achieve. Now, I was thinking about this, and I think the major problem that people have is this misconception that you need to start your day gradually, and I think that is completely wrong. And I think you need to flip that on its head, and you need to think that your day actually should be front loaded, so you get your maximum value, your maximum productivity at the start of the day, and then you can ease off near the end of the day. Now, for me, that works extremely well because I tend to get up very early. I'm up between 4 and 5 in the morning. I have a morning ritual. I do my own weights workout, and then I kick in with my major projects for the day in the morning. Then I have a more relaxed afternoon where I'm doing other things. I may be recording content like this, I may be with my children, I may be with some clients, but the major part of the day in terms of developing my business, developing myself, is done in the morning. So, first of all, let's talk about the issue of prioritization. The word priority is not a plural, it's a singular. So you don't tend to have, and it's not correct to say I have 3 priorities or 10 priorities. Priority means one, it means number one, and that brings me back to the point on priority, which is you should have one priority. So every day when you look at your task list, you need to identify on that task list the one thing, simply the one thing, that if anything is done that day, that is the one thing you're going to do, okay? And it's best to do that the night before. So you should be looking at your tasks for the following day and identifying your one thing. Once you've identified it, the trick then is the next day is to do that first. It's as simple as that. Do that first. Get rid of all distractions. So, you may have to have a quick look at your emails first thing, just to clear anything urgent out of the way, but then everything should be switched off, out of sight, and you should deal with your one thing. So you don't go on Facebook, you don't have a chat by the coffee point, you don't take meetings, you do your one thing first thing. If you keep to that discipline, you will have extraordinary results, because you will get done the one thing you need to do that day, which will move you or your business on. So that's the most important thing I would say to you, is when you look at your priority list, forget plural, find the one thing. Once you've done your one thing, then you can get to other things on your list. I have a colleague who loves action lists and loves to-do lists, and she always says to me that she likes to tick things off, and I haven't got the heart to say to her yet that is just a mad system, because the priorities are not equal. Just because you have 10 things on the list, it's not a successful day if you tick off 5. It's a successful day if you tick off the one thing on that list that is the most important thing to do. So forget your to-do list, keep them, but that's not how you judge your day. You judge your day based on the one thing that you've done, the most important thing, and that you've done it and you've got it over with. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm talking about, which is about productivity and priorities. The next thing I want to talk to you about is timing. And as I said, you need to get to your key jobs in the morning. All the research says, and this is from Dale Carnegie onwards, that those who are successful are early risers. So, obviously you'll hear of entrepreneurs who, get out of bed at midday and have a lazy brunch, and I'm afraid that's not true of the vast majority. It's certainly not true of the most successful people I know. They are all early risers, and they will use the first part of that day to get themselves centered for the rest of the day. And this is about mindset. So, for example, with myself, because I have a family at home, and that family tends to rise quite early, if I want to have time first thing to center myself, decide what my priority is for the day, deal with my mindset and deal with my exercise, I need to get up at least an hour before everybody else. And that can mean at least twice a week I'm up at 4 in the morning. Now, you may think that sounds extreme, but I know that if I do that, I have an absolutely smoking day, a day which is just what I want it to be. If on the other hand I wake up late and I'm then derailed by things happening around me, I find it very difficult to then get centered back on my day. So what I would suggest to you is that you look at your rising routine, and there's a fantastic book, I'll put a link up, called The Miracle Morning, that is absolutely brilliant about how you create a routine. There's also a really good online training course by someone called Stephen Planaris, which is called, I think it's called The Morning Ritual, but I'll put the link up for you. But these are all about creating your own routine. It's not an identical routine you copy from someone. You create your own routine, but you follow a structure they suggest, and that will give you something you do in the morning for you, which centers you, which makes sure that you are in the right mindset to achieve what you need to achieve that day. So that's the second point I make about that. The third point I make about that is, what I want to make about is the idea of multitasking, and the idea that you can do several things at once. I was a great multitasker. I always thought multitasking, I'm fantastic at it. I can answer the phone and look at email all at the same time. Well, I then had a look at the research on this, and I was completely wrong, because actually the research says that if you multitask, you end up doing multiple tasks not very well, that you need focus. And therefore I would say to you is that in terms of looking at your productivity and how you get through your day in the most productive way possible, you need to do one thing at a time, and you need to block out time, so that in terms of the most important thing you need to do, you have a good block of time to do that, and you're not going to get interrupted. Most of the literature talks about having 3 to 4 hours on your key projects uninterrupted. If you can possibly do that, then do that. So for example, if you can block out your morning to just do the priority task, great. I'm not saying it's always easy, but you need to try and guard the time you've blocked to just do your priority task. Once your priority task is out of the way, then you can look at other things, but your priority task has to come first, and you need to concentrate on it, because they also say that when you have a stop-start, so where people are interrupting you, for example, it becomes more and more difficult to get back into that task, and you will lose part of the value that you've built up as you start getting through that task. So if you keep stopping and starting, you're going to end up with a poorer work product. So try to avoid being interrupted during that period. If you need to have, and some offices have, either flags or hats if you're an open plan, a way to say, keep away from me when I'm working. A good one obviously is to put headphones on. They don't even have to have any music on them, but just putting the headphones on indicates to people, I don't want to talk right now. When it comes to meetings, this is a big challenge if you don't actually control your diary. So meetings are being slotted in. I have that issue sometimes when I consult and things are being put in for me for the morning. And I often will talk to my clients about that and say to them, in terms of, it's about your scheduling as well as mine. We both have things for our businesses that are key and they are best done in the morning. What I tend to find is that for those who've done the reading around this, they will have all their meetings in the afternoon. They will keep their mornings completely clear, and they'll keep their mornings completely clear so that they can do their priority project. So those are my main points around turning things on its head and making sure that when it comes to your day, you don't ease into your day, you hit your day running. Really do try it. I will put some links up here for the Miracle Morning and for the Morning Ritual. Do try them and do give me comments, because I think you'll find that they will absolutely revolutionise your productivity without you having to add extra hours to your day. I'm a personal trainer, I'm a coach, so this is my area. I hope that's been helpful. Please do subscribe. Just click below to join us. There's lots of videos on here. There's technical weights videos, because I'm also a weight specialist, and there's videos on things like productivity, mindset. There's also stuff around health and weight loss. It'd be great to have you. Also give me a comment, give me a yes or a no in terms of whether you liked it, and do share. It's always great to have new people join us. I answer all the comments, so you can comment here or you can send me a message on Facebook, and it's facebook.com/3Ps Media. If it's a good question, I'll do you a video on it, because I'll share it with the group. It's good. I've had quite a lot of interaction with people who are subscribing and people who send me stuff on Facebook, and I really like that. So I'm happy to share and to give my view on whatever you want me to ask me about. Otherwise, thank you so much for your time. I know you're busy, and I'll see you soon. Bye.